We will go ahead and get started. Um, we are going to start today lying down on the floor. So as always, with any supine reclining position, find a position that works for your body. So if your low back is feeling tight, sometimes keeping the knees bent can feel better. Maybe placing a pillow under the knees just to take your weight off of your low back. Allow your arms to fall heavy out beside you, palms rotating upwards towards the ceiling. Take a few deep breaths in and a few long, complete breaths out. Allow heaviness to start to move throughout your body. Heaviness in the back of the head, the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the feet, the hips. Just allowing the full weight of your body to sink into the floor beneath you. As your body begins to find stillness on your mat, draw your attention to your breath, feeling the sensation of each inhale and exhale. And today we'll begin practice with a pranayama or breath exercise. We'll take just a couple more easy, natural breaths here. And then we'll begin to find a little bit of a shorter breath. It's going to be a 4-second count in and a 4-second count out. You'll inhale for 4 seconds and exhale for 4 seconds. This count might feel a little short. And so if you think that you're becoming breathless, anxious, you feel like you're losing the breath, feel free to maybe pause, take a couple regular cycles, and then maybe come back to the 4 count. If comfortable, we're going to add a breath suspension at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale. So creating what's called a box breath. It'll be a 4-second count in, a hold for 4 seconds, a 4-second count out, and a hold for 4 seconds. So an inhale for 4, a hold for 4, an exhale for 4, and a hold for 4. And just like the 4-second count, if the holds leave you feeling breathless, if it's a struggle or creates anxiety, feel free to eliminate the hold. Maybe just work on an even breath in and an even breath out. Wherever you are, we'll take about 4 more cycles of this breath. Finish your final exhale in this box breath And the next inhale, take a big deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, open your mouth, let it all go. Allow the lips to reseal and begin to fall back into an easy, neutral rhythm. One that maybe feels a little more natural for your body, but still just as full, complete, same awareness of the breath. And now bringing your awareness to your right foot without moving anywhere else in your body. Just wiggle the right toes. No movement itself in the foot or the ankle, just the right toes wiggle. If you've got the knees bent, it might be a little easier to extend the right leg forward. We're going to continue to isolate that movement just in the right foot. Now, no movement within the toes. Try to just move the right ankle. So this might mean you have to hold a point to reflect in the toes in order to keep the toes from moving as we move just the right ankle. No movement in the hands, no movement in the left foot. And then add movement into the whole foot, the toes, the ankle, the arch. And we'll allow the right foot to fall out wide. Draw your awareness now to your left toes, and now wiggle just the left toes. Again, no movement in the hands, no movement in the right side, just the left toes wiggle. Again, it might be helpful to extend the left leg forward if the knee was bent to find a little more movement. And we'll hold the movement in the toes and begin to just move the left ankle. So again, you might have to point or flex to be able to hold the toes still as we find movement in just the ankle. And then begin to move the whole foot, the heel, the arch, the ankle, the toes. And then we'll let the left foot fall heavy and wide. Relax both legs. Now, no movement in the feet. Bend your right elbow so that the right hand is facing the ceiling. And we're going to move just the fingers of the right hand. Curling in and out of a fist. Spreading the fingers wide, but trying to isolate the movement out of the wrist. Just into the fingers and the palm. And then again, whether you hold the fingers extended or you curl them into a fist, now we're going to move that movement or isolate that movement into just the right wrist. Maybe drawing some circles, flexing the wrist. And then movement into the entire hand and wrist together. And then we'll float right hand back down to the mat. Let the right arm go heavy, the right shoulder relax. We're going to bend the elbow on the left side. So now the left finger is facing the ceiling. Open, close, wiggle the fingers, stretch them, spread them wide, but try not to move the wrist. Just the palm, just the fingers. And then again, whether you hold the hand extended or the fingers in a fist, move just the wrist. And then the whole hand and wrist together. And from here, inhale, reach both arms overhead. Bring the legs together at center, point both toes. As you exhale, we're going to bring both hands palm down beside your hips. And we're going to do some arm movement linked with foot movement. And it's going to change. So listen to my instructions as we go. We're going to begin by inhaling the right arm overhead, just the right arm, the left hand stays down. And then as you exhale, we'll bring the right hand back to the floor. Now we'll add a foot movement to it. So we're going to inhale, flex the left toe, the left foot, bring the right arm overhead. And then as you exhale, right hand down, left foot to neutral. Now we're going to flex the right foot, bring the right arm overhead. So same foot, same arm. And then exhale, bring it back down. We're going to flex both toes now, both feet, arm overhead. And then exhale, release. We're going to do that one more time through, this time adding a head movement. So we'll inhale, right arm overhead. And then as you exhale, the right arm down, you're going to turn your head to the left. Now the head will come to center, the right arm will lift, left toes flex. And then as you exhale and release, head turns left once again. Now right toes, right arm, head back to center. And then exhale, head to the left. Both toes flex, right arm overhead. And then release. Now we're going to hold the head to the left a couple of breaths. The right arm down, relax the shoulder, relax the feet. Good. Left side now, just the left arm overhead, head back to center. No turn of the head yet. Exhale, the left arm down. Now the right foot flexes, the left arm goes overhead. And then exhale, release. Left foot, left arm, same hands, same foot. Exhale. Both toes. And release. We'll add the head movement now. Left arm overhead. Now as the left arm goes down, the head's going to turn to the right. Back to center, right foot flexes, arm overhead. And then again, you release, head turns right. Left foot, left hand, flex. Head to the right once again. Good. Back to center, flex both feet, arm overhead. And now exhale, hand down, head to the right. We hold here, couple of breaths. Good. Head back to center. Again, both arms overhead. Inhale. As you exhale, now we're going to slide both heels in to draw both knees into your chest for a quick hug, quick reset. Give yourself a couple rocks, side to side, back and forth. Now place your palms on your kneecap. And as you place the palms on the kneecap, make sure the fingertips are all pointing towards your feet. So the elbows come towards the side of the rib cage rather than the hands angling in and elbows going out. We're going to inhale, move the knees away a couple inches, and then exhale, hug the knees deeper to the chest. We'll do 4 more of those. Inhale. So as you exhale, the elbows stay rotated in, and even as you inhale, the elbows are rotated towards the side of the ribs. Couple more, inhale. And exhale. Now we'll add a circular movement, rotating the knees around the hips. Again, the fingertips still facing towards the feet, so the elbows are in towards the side of the body. Circling the knees around the hips. Take those knees the other direction. So the knees are still going in and out, but now they're circling. Once we're even on both sides, keep the bend in the knees, lower the feet to the floor. We're going to set up for bridge rolls. Key to bridge rolls is we're not actually lifting all the way into a back bend, so the feet aren't going to move as far back towards the hip as they would if we were going to lift the ribs of the chest. Just the low back is going to lift, just the tail, high enough that you create a diagonal line from the head to the knee without popping the rib cage. We're going to add some arm movement into this as well. So if the arm movement feels like too much for your shoulders, feel free to eliminate the arm movement, maybe just do the hip lift itself. Make sure the feet are parallel. You can feel weight in your heels. through the center of the heel, and then across the ball mound of each foot. So if you were to lift all 10 of your toes, you should still feel the ball of the foot pressing into the floor. Start with your hands palms down alongside the hips on the mat. Press into the feet, engage the glutes, engage the lower abdominals. We're going to inhale, slowly lift the hips. Again, just to that diagonal where you feel maybe the first couple of the bottoms of your ribs lift. And then one vertebrae at a time, reaching the tail towards the heels, roll your spine back down. So we'll just do 2 more and then we'll add the arm movement. So we'll inhale, lift. Exhale and lower. Keep the glutes engaged, but not clench. We want to engage the glutes to protect the low back, but we don't want to create tension either. We'll do 1 more with the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now we're going to add an alternating arm. So as the hips go up, the right arm's going to come up to the ceiling and reach back behind you as far as it can comfortably go. As you exhale, the right hand will come down as the hips lower. Now the left arm, the hips will lift, the left arm goes up overhead. And then we'll exhale, left arm down, hips down. Good. 1 more time each side. We're going to add a head movement again this time. So as the left hand comes down, the hips come down, the head's going to turn to the left. The head will come to center as the hips lift, the left arm will go overhead. And then again, the left hand down, the head will turn to the right. 1 more each direction. Inhale, right arm up. As the hands come down, the head turns to the left, hips down. And then 1 more time, left arm lifts, head lifts. Head turns to the right as the hips come down. This time we're going to do both arms as the hips come up. Both arms overhead, if possible, backs of the hands to the floor above your head. If that's too much for the shoulders, bend the elbows as needed. If it's too much, still bring the hands back down to the hips. Now, if possible, we're going to leave the arms overhead as you slowly lower the hips back down to the floor. We find a little bit of extra length in the upper body. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And if the arms are overhead, we're going to interlace the fingers. If the arms are not overhead, you're still going to interlace the fingers, and we're going to bring the knuckles up to the ceiling. So now the fingertips are reaching up to the ceiling. Reset your hips. And we're going to do 5 more bridge lifts. Now the knuckles pressing to the ceiling. So make sure the palms are facing your chest. You'll press into the feet. Inhale, lift the hips, reach the fingertips to the ceiling. And then exhale, lower, hips down, shoulder blades down. So 4 more like that. Inhale, really reach the fingers up. And then exhale, let the shoulders release, the hips release, the spine release. Again, inhale. And exhale. 2. And 1. Good. Let the hands come all the way down as the hips come down. Let the palms fall open. We're going to windshield wiper your knees a couple of times, softly side to side. Bring your knees up into your chest. Give them 1 more hug. Reset the low back. Give yourself a bit of a stretch here. And then now we're going to roll over to right or left side. Give yourself a couple breaths on your side. And then from your side, begin to make your way up to tabletop position. We'll transfer now onto hands and knees, stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Maybe the hands are a little wider than the shoulders, with the wrists just slightly forwards of the shoulders. So you have a light crease in the wrist rather than a heavy crease. We're going to start with a couple rounds of a basic cat-cow Then we'll slowly build more movement into that cat-cow. So starting first, wrap the elbows back, eyes of the elbows pointing forward, bring the chest forward, lower your belly, lift your tail. As you exhale, tuck the tail, press the floor away, get broad between the shoulder blades, bring your chin to your chest. 3 more here, inhale, heart forward. And exhale, rounding the spine. Good, couple more, inhale. Toes here could be tucked or untucked. Do what feels best for you. Good, one more round. And now we're going to add a little bit more movement to your cat-cow, forward and back movement. So this one might be more beneficial or I might say easier, feel a little simpler with the toes tucked. We're going to inhale, start chest forward into your cow pose. But as you exhale, soften the elbows. The elbows stay wrapped. We're going to send the hips back towards the heels as if you were coming to a crouching child's pose. Keep the elbows bent towards the floor. Start to glide the chest forward. So at the very top, the elbows lift, the heart lifts. And then again, you'll round the spine, soften the elbows towards the floor, send the hips back towards the heels. And then inhale, roll it back forward. So again, we're going to do 3 more here, and then we'll change it a little bit. Inhale. And exhale. 2. And 1. Coming back forward. Now we're going to create a staggered position with the arm. So we'll take your right hand, move it a couple inches forward. So now you have a deep diagonal line on the right arm. The left hand still stays in place. Same movement. We'll inhale, start first with cow pose. Then as you exhale, soften the elbows, round the spine, send the hips to the heels. Inhale, soften the elbows, come forwards, lift the chest. Exhale, round the spine, hips back towards heels. There's 3 more of those. Inhale. And exhale. 2. And 1. This time, untuck the toes if they were tucked. So as the hips go to the heels, we're going to settle into child's pose. Allow the head to fall heavy between the arms. Maybe add a block under your head as needed. Hips towards heels, but they may be more forwards over the knees if you need a little bit more for the knees or hips. Hands are going to stay staggered, so that right hand still a little further forwards than the left. And here, if you're wanting to add a bit more, walk your right fingertips towards the front left corner of the mat. And then for still more, place your left palm on top of the right palm, using the left palm to press the right palm to the floor as you press your right hip back. We'll take just a couple more breaths here. Good. Release the right palm. Walk the right hand back towards center. And then inhale, we'll roll forwards, coming back to tabletop position. And then as you exhale, we're going to move left hand forward, round the spine like your cat. Take a breath in cow here. And now we'll go back, rolling cat cow. Softening the knees, bending the hips back. Inhale, coming back forward, lifting the heart at the top. And then again, exhale, round the spine, send the hips back. And inhale, come back forward. So 3 more here on the left side. This last one will round, send the hips all the way back to the heels towards child's pose. Again, left hand slightly further forwards ahead than the right, grounding the left palm to the mat. If you're wanting more, make sure the head can still stay between the arms, but walk your left hand over towards the front right corner of the mat. Feel more, place the right palm on top of the left palm and press the left palm down as the hips press back. Then we'll unwind, right palm down, left hand walks back to center. Plant both palms, inhale, shift the weight forwards, readjust your hands back in under your shoulders. Inhale again, we're gonna find another cow pose. Exhale, basic cat. We'll add on one more time. So again, inhale, finding cow. As you exhale, that rolling cat, softening the elbows, hips towards heels. Again, inhale, forwards to cow. Continue with the cat and cow, or now instead of cat, you're going to tuck the toes, send the hips towards the heels, and then lift the knees into down dog. We'll lower the knees back down on the inhale, find your cow. And then again, exhale, soften the elbows, lift the knees and the hips at the very top. And then inhale, knees down, heart forwards, cow pose. So again, we'll do this a couple of times. Skip the down dog if needed. As we roll through with the breath. We've got 3 more of these to add a little more strengthening for the arms and legs. The next down dog will hold down dog. So now sending the hips up, adjust the hands, adjust the feet. Spend some time in your down dog. Move as it feels good to move. Maybe pedaling your feet or windshield wipering your heels. Shake out your head, nod a few times. Yes, no. And then from your down dog, take your feet out the width of your yoga mat. Maybe even a little wider so the feet go off the edges of the mat. Soften your knees. Walk your hands back to your feet. We're going to come to a wide-legged forward fold at the back of your mat. Let your head fall heavy. Maybe grab opposite elbows for a couple of breaths. Let the upper body get heavy. Good, and then releasing the hands back to the floor. We're gonna take a halfway lift just to move some of the blood away from the head. Take a couple breaths in this halfway lift. Bend the knees as needed. Try to bring the upper body parallel to the floor, gaze going forward. And then if you have a yoga block, this is where we're going to grab your yoga block. We'll place that kind of at the center of your mat so that it's directly underneath your chest. So the spine can stay long and it's more or less in line with the shoulders. And the block can be at the lowest setting, the highest setting, or the second highest setting, whichever one feels like it gives you the right range of motion to lengthen the upper back. From here, we're going to place just the left hand on the block. And then your next inhale, we're going to sweep your right arm up to the ceiling and try to stack your shoulders. Good. Now from here, we're going to bring the right arm over your right ear, reach it towards the top of the mat. Good. Inhale, take the right arm up to the ceiling. And now we're going to engage the legs, engage the core, and we'll lift all the way up to stand. And so we open into star pose. Left arm out to the left, right arm out to the right. Now take a breath in. As we exhale, we're going to refold And as we fold, that left hand coming back to the block, the right arm's gonna go up to the ceiling. Good. Exhale, right arm over the right ear. Now, as we inhale, we're gonna come up to stand. Right arm to the ceiling, all the way up. Open the arms out to a T. Good. Take a breath in. One more time on the left side or right side. We're gonna fold. As we get halfway forwards, left hand's coming to the block. Inhale, the right arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, the right arm over the right ear. And now inhale, the right arm's gonna lead us up to stand into a T position. Good, take a breath in. We're gonna switch sides. As you exhale, forward fold. Now the right hand will come to the block. Inhale, left arm to the ceiling. Exhale, left arm over the left ear. Good, inhale, left arm back to the ceiling. Now that left arm's gonna lift us up to stand back to a T position with the arm. Take an inhale. Exhale again, we half forward fold. As we get halfway, right hand comes to the block. Left arm lifts, inhale. Left arm over the left ear, exhale. And then inhale, we come back up to stand. Left arm leads. Two more on the left side. Inhale. Exhale, hinge from the hip, half forward fold, right palm to the block. Inhale, left arm to the ceiling. Exhale, left arm over left ear. And then inhale, as the left arm comes to the ceiling, we press through the feet, open back out to a T. Take a breath in. And then one more time, we'll fold. Hands to the floor, or right palm to the mat, to the block. Inhale, left arm overhead. Exhale, left arm over the left ear. Good. Inhale, we come back up to stand. Last time. This time we're going to exhale back to the forward fold. Fingertips will just come to the floor. Set the block to the side. Once more, halfway lift, inhale. Now as you exhale, we're gonna walk back out to that wide-legged downward dog. You're gonna walk the hands back towards the top of the mat. Lift the sit bones, lift the inner thighs, take a couple breaths here with the feet wide to really get into the insides of the legs and hips. Maybe get a little deeper stretch in the calves and ankles. Good, and then we'll walk the feet back into their hips width distance apart. Pedaled out the feet a couple of times. Inhale, shift yourself forwards to your plank pose. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Get stiff as a board. Press your heels back. Reach the crown of your head forwards. Feel free to lower your knees as needed. Take one more breath in. And then as you exhale, lower the knees, bend the elbows, lower the heart between the hands. Open the arms out to about 6 inches away from either of your shoulders. We're going to come up onto the fingertips. So the arms are more or less extended with still quite a bit of a bend in the elbows. And then up onto fingertips as if you had spiders for hands. Draw the heads of the shoulders up and back. Draw the shoulder blades together and down. Press into the fingertips, and just a baby cobra. Lifting the gaze, looking forwards, maybe just the collarbones lift. And then exhale, lower that back down. Twice more. Press into the fingertips, engage the glutes. Inhale, maybe lift a rib or two. And then exhale and release. Again, press into the fingers. Inhale, roll it up. Maybe you come a little higher. And exhale, roll it back down. Keep the left hand where it is. Move the right fingertips down a couple inches towards the hips. Press into the fingertips. Inhale, lift the chest. Now twist to your right. Look over your right shoulder. Good. Exhale, release. Right hand's going to come forward. in line with the right shoulder, still out wide. Left hand down a couple inches, press into the fingertips, inhale, lift, and then exhale now, twist, look over the left shoulder. Good. Inhale back to center. As you exhale, release the chest. Slide the hands back in under each one of your shoulders. Tuck your toes, press the knees into the mat. Take an inhale. Your next exhale, you're lifting back up to your down dog or plank and then down dog. Again, pedal out your feet a couple of times. We'll do 2 lunge flow sequences. Next, inhale, reach your right leg up and back behind you. As you exhale, we're going to step the right foot forwards to your first lunge. We're bringing the right foot between the thumbs, right knee over right ankle. Take your time to get it there. Back knee can always come down. We're going to do some arm movements. So for stability, feel free to place the back knee on the floor as well. Press the right foot into the ground as if you're going to push the right foot through the floor itself. Get light in the upper body. And then as you inhale, reach the arms overhead, lift the shoulders, lift the chest, come to either Anjane Asana, back knee down, or high crescent lunge, back knee lifted. Get strong in the leg. Find your balance here. Take an inhale. As you exhale, we're going to start by placing the palms on your belly. You don't have to touch the belly. You could hover the hands just above the belly. They're starting around the area of the navel. We're going to move the arms in a clock-like motion, starting low, lifting higher, higher, higher. So your next inhale, just at this level, we're going to open the palms out to the sides. The shoulders will rotate back. Now, as you exhale, give the back just a little bit of a round as you bring the palms back in. You're going to lift the hands a little higher. Inhale so that the palms are maybe the height of the armpits, elbows towards the ribs. And then again, exhale, round the back. Again, the arms are going to go a little higher. Hands maybe the height of the head, elbows about the height of the armpit. And then exhale, round, palms together. Little higher again. Inhale, arms start to open overhead. And then exhale, body round. Arms overhead this time. We're going to send the arms straight up. And then exhale, one more time, we're going to round. Good. Hold that lunge just a little longer. Inhale, take the palms straight up to the ceiling. This time you're going to rotate the palms so they face the wall behind you. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bend the elbows, tap your fingertips behind your shoulders. Inhale, straighten the arms back up. And again, tap yourself on the back. 3 more like that. Inhale. And exhale. 2. One more time. Good. This time we'll extend the arms up, release the palms. And then exhale, you'll fold. And we'll come out of your lunge. Step your right foot back to meet the left. Pause and plank. Inhale. Down dog. Exhale. Give the legs a little bit of break. Pedal out your feet. And then inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, left foot between the hands, back into a lunge now on your left side. Left knee over your left ankle. Press the left foot through the floor. Get light in the upper body. When you're ready, inhale, arms up. Again, back knee can come down for stability as needed. Engage the glutes. Start with the hands on the belly. Maybe one palm is different on the top than the other side. Take a breath in. Soften the shoulders, breath out. Now from here, inhale, open the palms forward. Exhale, close. We're going to round the upper back. Hands go a little higher. Inhale, palms maybe the height of the armpit. Exhale and round. Good. Again, inhale a little higher. Maybe the elbow is the height of the armpit. Exhale, round. Couple more. Inhale, a little higher. Open the heart. Exhale, round it in. Good. Little higher. Inhale. Arms almost overhead. Exhale. Now the arms will go straight overhead, palms facing forward. Last time they'll come to the belly. This time we'll hold, palms straight overhead, heart lift. Rotate the palms so they face the wall behind you, bend the elbows, tap the back. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, tap. 3 more, inhale. And exhale. 2. And 1. Last time we'll tap. This time you'll inhale, just reach the arms up. Exhale, palms to the floor. Good. Again, we're going to step left foot back to meet right. Hold your plank. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Give the feet a pedal. And now we're going to walk the feet to the top of the mat. Feel free to hop, lunge, meeting at the top of the mat in a half lift. Inhale. Standing forward, fold, exhale. Soften the knees, but engage the glutes, engage the belly, the legs. We're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time using the feet, using the legs, the glutes, the hips, the belly, all to protect the back. Tadasana, mountain pose at the top, palms rotating forward, shoulders down. Good. We're going to do a little bit of a version of what we just did with the arms, but we're going to change it slightly from a standing position. So from your Tadasana, spread your toes. Again, we'll start with the palms on the belly. Take a full breath in, full breath up. Inhale, open the arms just out to the side, about a 45-degree angle. And then again, we'll round the spine. Good. Just one more like this, and then we'll change. Inhale. Good. And exhale. Now we're going to inhale, open the arms to about that 45-degree angle. Right arm's going to stay out. We'll lower the left arm down towards the left hip. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Good. Keep left ear to left shoulder. We're going to turn the head down so that the chin comes towards the left shoulder. Good. Now we're going to time a little bit of movement with the breath. So your next exhale will keep the left ear to the left shoulder, bring the chin to neutral, the hand back to the belly. And then we're going to inhale, right arm opens as the chin comes back to the shoulder. You'll exhale, back to neutral. Again, still left ear, left shoulder, chin to shoulder. So 3 more like that. 2. Hold here, right arm open. Let the right arm fall heavy. Still left ear, left shoulder, full breath in, full breath out. Bring the head back to center. Readjust both arms back to neutral mountain, palms rotating forward. Take a breath in. As you exhale, we're going to round, palms to the belly. Inhale, both arms open, heart lift. Keep the knees soft the whole time. Exhale and round. Good. One more. We'll add the head movement. Inhale. And exhale. Now inhale, open the arms at a 90, hold here. We're going to release the right arm down, drop the right ear over to the right shoulder. You might even find a little bit of a side bend to the right. From here, right ear to the right shoulder, turn your right chin down towards the right shoulder. And then we'll bring the chin back to center, the still ear to the shoulder, the left palm now to the belly. So we'll turn chin to shoulder, left palm opens. And then back to neutral, left palm to the belly. So 4 more like that. Inhale. And exhale, right arm's just hanging heavy down to your side. It's just a little lower up and down of the chin, not a whole lot of movement. Good. The next one we'll hold. Left arm out, chin towards the shoulder. Let the left arm now go nice and heavy. Take a breath. And then turn the gaze back to center, lift the head. Give yourself just a couple pendulum rolls. Try to release any tension from your neck. One more lunge flow before we go back down towards the floor. So now inhale, simply circle your arms overhead. You'll exhale, forward fold. Feel free to swan dive, maybe pass the hands through the heart. Once the fingertips reach your block or your mat, take a big bend in the knees. Step your left foot back behind you, a little bit shorter than your regular lunge. So what we're going to do here is bring your left heel down towards the floor for a warrior one stance. And warrior one can be a little easier if you heel toe the foot, the right foot a little further out to the right. So it's almost like your heels are on 2 separate railroad tracks, about hips width distance apart. And then angle your left toes towards the front left corner of the mat. So the foot's turned at a 45 degree. This will help to bring the left hip forward. Once you have that, we're going to inhale, sweep the arms overhead, lift the chest. So back heel pressing into the floor, really engage that back glute. It'll help the knee from collapsing inward. Once you're here, find a cactus position with the arms. Bending the elbows at a 90, pressing the elbows back, lifting the heart forwards and up. Take another breath in here. Now as you exhale, again, we're going to round the back. Keep the elbows at a 90, bring them in towards each other to touch at center. Again, inhale, open and lift. And then exhale, close and round. 3 more like that. Inhale. And exhale. 2. Good. This next time we close, we're going to hold here. Back rounds, elbows in. So you can stay right here if this is enough. If you're wanting a little more, we're going to slide right elbow underneath the left, either coming to eagle arms or just placing the palms on the shoulders, giving yourself a hug. So wherever you are, the spine is rounded. You can stay here, or we're going to begin to fold like humble warrior, folding the upper body down inside of the right leg towards the floor. So you could do this if the hands are in a hug, or eagle arms, or even if you never crossed the elbows and the elbows were together, you can still find the fold. If the fold is too much, maybe you just play with the arm variation. We'll be here another 3 breaths. Good, and then using that right leg, your core strength, inhale, slowly start to lift the upper body. Very top, release the arms, sweep them high. As you exhale, fingertips will fold to the top of the mat. Lift the back heel, step the back foot forward to meet the right. Reset in your half lift, inhale. Lunge on your left, bend your knee. Step the right foot back, but again, it's not going to go as far back as a full lunge, so that you can then spin your right heel down. Think those 2 railroad tracks or hips width distance apart on the heels. Angle the right toes to the front right corner of the mat. Press through the left foot. When you're ready, inhale, upper body lift, warrior one. Hips are more or less squared to the top of the mat. Heart is squared to the top of the mat. From there, Find your cactus, open the elbows, bend at a 90. Take a breath in. Now round the upper back, bring the elbows in. Good, again, inhale, lift and open. Exhale, round and close. Couple more, inhale. And exhale. 2. This next one will hold, inhale. As you exhale, elbows in. Now again, you could stay here, or for more, the left elbow is going to go under the right. Either give yourself a hug or cross at the palms for eagle arms. Stay here or begin to fold towards the inside of your left knee, forehead towards the mat, arms in eagle, hug, or maybe just elbows together. Keep pressing through the back foot. Good, one more breath. And then press left foot to the ground. Inhale, slowly lift the upper body. At the top, release the arms, reach up. Exhale, fingertips to the floor in front of your left foot. Lift the back heel, step right foot forwards to meet left. One more half lift, inhale. This time, as you exhale, we're going to simply plant the fingertips, walk the feet back, come to one final downward dog at the back of your mat. Take a breath or two in your downward dog. And then exhale, lower the knees to the mat about hips width distance apart. We're going to walk the hands back towards the knees and come up to a kneeling position. So from here, we're going to do a version of a bow. And this one takes a lot of core strength. So I'll give you level 1, an option of support with the hand, or level 2, option for no hands. Men in particular have a really hard time with option 2 because of the proportions of the upper body weight to lower body. So it's harder for them to not use the hands to get the upper body off the floor. And you'll see what I mean once we go. So we're going to start, again, knees, hips width distance apart. Toes can be tucked or untucked. We'll begin, inhale, circle your arms overhead. As you exhale, we're going to bow forward until you can place palms to the floor, bend your elbows, lower your forehead towards the mat, and then turn your head and bring your right cheek to the floor. And then we'll use the palms, press away, lift the upper body, come back up, circle the arms. And then again, bow forward. Palms will come to the mat. They'll slow you down. Now left cheek to the floor. You bow. So hips kind of still over the knee. Press the floor away. Inhale. Now that's option 1. Option 2, hands are going to come behind the back as you fold. Right ear, right cheek to the floor. And then you'll lift. Inhale, circle the arm. And again, palms behind the back. You'll bow. Left cheek to the floor. So we'll do this twice more each side. Inhale. And exhale. Again, palms to the mat is a great option, especially if this is too much for the neck. If you feel like you're putting too much weight down onto the neck and head and can't use the weight in the knees or core. One more each direction. Good. We'll meet up at the top. Inhale. This time we will come to child's pose, sitting the hips to the heel. Then place the palms on the mat, walk them forwards out in front of you. If possible, bring the palms together in prayer. Press the hips towards the heels. And then you can do more here by lifting the elbows away from the mat. And still more by really pressing the pinkies into the floor so the arms lift higher. Hold for another 3. 2. And then slowly release the hands, slide them back to either side of the knees, press the floor away from you, and you'll roll yourself up to seated. From seated, shift your legs forwards out in front of you. And we'll go down to the floor from here. So option 1 is always to go back 1 vertebrae at a time. If you want to continue to work on the core, if that's too much for your low back, bend your knees, roll to one side, come to the floor safely. Once you get to the mat, we're going to give the knees another quick hug into your chest. Few rocks side to side. Maybe some more circles of the knees. And then keeping the knees bent, place the feet on the floor. Come to figure 4 on your right side. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Let the right knee fall wide. Stay here if this is enough. You can also add a little bit more by just placing your left foot on a block, or maybe the left foot against a wall. Or we'll bring the left knee to the chest using the hands around the front of the left shin or the back of the left knee to draw the legs closer inward for a deeper stretch. Just take a couple more breaths here. And now from your figure 4, lower your left foot back to the floor. Once the left foot comes to the floor, we'll take this to a twisted figure 4. So move the left foot slightly over to the right. So you can then lower the sole of the right foot to the floor, left side of the mat. Let the left arm open out into a T position, open position, and bring the right hand palm down beside your right hip. Now we're going to move this right arm and try to keep the right palm on the floor, or the right arm rather on the floor. The palm's going to rotate up and down as we move it. We want to try to slide the arm along the floor. If you need to, you can lift the arm, but we're going to try to keep it on the floor. I'm going to start by sliding the right palm out to the right. When it gets a little less than halfway, that's when you will rotate the palm to the ceiling. Continue to slide the arm up until it's at a diagonal to the right shoulder. And then we'll slide the right hand back down. Again, when it gets about halfway, you'll rotate palm to the floor and then bring the palm back to the hip. So it's going to be an inhale to lift, rotate, and an exhale to slide down, rotate, and in. So 4 more like that. If you lose the place with the rotation, don't worry about it. It'll kind of fall into place as the shoulder moves. And don't worry about how high the right arm goes. You're finding a range of motion that's safe for your shoulder. And next time the right arm goes up, we're going to hold that. So the right palm to the ceiling, the right arm at a diagonal to the right shoulder. Let your head now turn to the left, away from the right arm. One more breath here. And then head back to center. Press into the left foot. Bring your figure 4 back to center. Give that the hips a little shimmy. Uncross your legs. Bring both knees into your chest for a quick hug. And then we'll take figure 4 on your left. Place the right foot on the ground, cross the left ankle over the right knee. Again, stay here. Maybe place the right foot on a block or against the wall, or bring your right knee up into your chest to deepen. Now place the right foot back on the floor. Heel to the foot over to the left a couple inches, and then move the leg to the right. Now, sole of the left foot will come to the ground in that figure 4 position. Right arm's going to simply open out to the right, and then left hand's going to come down, palm facing downwards alongside your left hip. As you inhale, start to slide the left palm along the floor. When it gets about halfway up, you'll rotate so the palm lifts towards the ceiling and bring the arm overhead at a diagonal. And then you'll exhale, slide the arm back down, rotate it about halfway so the palm faces down, and bring the hand back to the hip. So again, it's going to be an inhale to lift and an exhale to lower. Rotating the palm up and down at about that halfway mark, but your shoulder is going to tell you when it needs to rotate. And you might find the need to rotate sort of gets less and less the more you go through this movement. A few more breaths. The next time your left arm goes overhead, we'll hold it at that diagonal, again, palm facing upward. Now your head's going to turn to your right. Pressing the right foot to the ground. Inhale, bring the legs back to center. Once the left hip touches, adjust the hips, uncross the leg, bang the knees, last time into the chest. Now with the legs lifted, extend both legs to the ceiling, reach your arms overhead, and really try to stretch from the fingertips all the way up to the toes. And then as you exhale, just simply soften the elbows, soften the knees. Again, inhale, stretch the legs, stretch the arm. And then again, exhale and soften. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. 2. And exhale. Good. 1 more. Deep breath in, stretch. And then as you exhale, knees to the chest, give them a final hug. Lower your feet to the floor. Reach for whatever props you might want for your final relaxation, blankets, pillows. Maybe extend the legs forwards again. If it's more comfortable, you can always keep the knees bent. Let the arms fall wide, the palms facing upwards. Let the feet fall wide so the toes can spread. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, take a nice long breath out. Bottom of the exhale, allow the lips to seal. Lightly enough your teeth can still part. Your tongue can be heavy. Begin to lengthen your inhales and exhales. And this time, extending the exhale just slightly longer than the inhale, signaling to your body that it's time to rest. Relax the shoulders, the hips, the glutes. Let the body start to come to stillness. And again, bringing your awareness to just the right hand. Wiggle the right fingers. Run the thumbs across the fingertips. Curl the hand in and out of a fist. And then spread the fingers nice and wide. With an exhale, let the palm float to the floor. Let the right arm be heavy. And bring your awareness to your left hand. Wiggle your left fingers. Run your thumbs across your fingertips. Curl the hand in and out of a fist. And then stretch the skin between each finger. Take a breath in. As you exhale, float the left palm down to the floor. Let the left arm go heavy. Bring your awareness to your right foot. Wiggle your right toes. Flex and point. Circle the ankle. Flex the toes, the foot. Spread the toes wide. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let the foot fall heavy, the toes spread. Bring your awareness now to your left foot. Wiggle just the left toe. Flex and point, circle the left ankle. Take a deep flex of the left foot, spread the toes, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, let the left foot go heavy, let the toes spread. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Begin to feel your belly fully expand with each inhale. Fully release with each exhale. Feel the expansion move upwards into your ribs, your chest and collarbones, and even the space between the shoulder blades. Feel that full sensation of release as the breath leaves the body, carrying with it all tension, all stress, everything that no longer serves you. Once more, bring your awareness to your right foot and wiggle your right toe. Flex and point, circle the ankle. Bring your awareness to the left. Wiggle, flex, point, circle. Bring your awareness to your right hand. Open, close the fingers. Circle the wrist. Over to the left. Wiggle the fingers. Circle the wrist. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Take one last good stretch as if you just woke in the morning. As you exhale, bend your knees, roll to one side, right or left. Give yourself a couple breaths on your side. And from your side, slowly begin to make your way back up this. And take one more breath together. Let the hands rest heavy over the knees. Sit up nice and tall. Next, inhale, circle your arms overhead. Reach high. Gaze up to see the palms touch. As you exhale, bring the hands down the center towards the middle of the forehead, resting the thumbs at the center of the forehead between the eyes. Bring your thumbs to your lips and thumbs to heart center. Thank you very much for joining me today and sharing your practice with me. Namaste.